Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Soul Spark Reaction channel where we talk about religion, philosophy, spirituality, and much, much more. Today's video is called Why Arguing is for Weak People by Friedrich Nietzsche. Let's get started.
Let's talk about a moment we've all been through, standing face to face with someone in an argument that feels like a fight for victory. You were so sure you were right, carefully choosing every word like pieces in a chess game. But after all the back and forth, what did you really win? Was it a sense of accomplishment or just sheer exhaustion?
Caution.
Arguing with some people today feels like digging a well in the desert. You pour in your time, your energy, and even your peace of mind, hoping to reach some agreement or validation. But instead of finding water, all you get is sand, dry, endless, and pointless. Think about the last heated argument you had. Was it really about uncovering the truth? Or was it about proving your point, boosting your ego, or simply refusing to back down?
That's exactly what it usually is. I can't wait to see what he says next because most people have arguments. And one of the things I've learned recently is there's a difference between an argument, a debate, and a conversation. And I think having conversations are the best way for people to understand each other. But a lot of people disguise the word conversations when they really want to have an argument, so it's very difficult to figure out which is which sometimes.
People like to be proven right. I get drained from it all the time. Out of the argument. I hate it when you get put into the argument. Like when you don't even want to be part of it. You don't have the side. You're just like, believe what
You
you
get
want,
you're
leave me
getting
alone.
sucked in. Yeah, so you
And you
get
keep
stuck.
like you have to have an opinion.
I,
Just
I have a theory. Like people that argue, they're just argumentative, and this is just how they express their negative emotions. So it doesn't matter who it is that they're engaging, but they have all these tactics to reel you in, and it's very difficult. But let's see where he goes with this.
And when it was over, did you feel enlightened or just drained like you'd fought for a prize that wasn't there? In this video, I'm going to show you why arguing isn't the sign of strength many think it is. In fact, it often shows weakness. True strength is knowing when to walk away, letting others wrestle with their need to be right while you conserve your energy for what really matters. Nietzsche helps us understand why. He saw arguments as tools for the weak, like a crumbling building propped up by shaky scaffolding.
Think about this for a second. Um, I heard part of this argument before, and I really started looking at people like, are you trying to engage me in an argument that has vitriol in it that's going to go nowhere? Because I never really picked up on it before I came into this field of thinking. And I'm like, oh, yes, that's exactly what you're trying to do. You are weak. And it didn't make me feel any stronger, but I realized what Nietzsche was trying to say here is this is a tool for the weak.
so this has got to bounce, but it has to do with this topic, which we just talked a little earlier off camera
Hmm.
about this video I watched that drained me. We're not gonna talk about the subject of the video. But literally it drained me because it's a guy arguing about a topic that it's just when you get even listening to people argue is draining. It doesn't even make sense. But
Right.
the algorithms on all social media or YouTube, whatever, will always put things that you believe in against what you believe in because you get caught up in the drama.
Oh, you think that's a part of like,
I mean, it's part of getting advertisements, really. We'll see.
okay.
His eyes is like an architect who builds something extraordinary. They don't explain their design to everyone passing by. Their creation speaks for itself. For Nietzsche, arguing shows a lack of confidence. It's what he called slave morality, the mindset of people who beg for approval, like someone pleading their case in court.
Ooh.
By contrast, those with master morality, the leaders, the creators, don't waste time debating. They act decisively, shaping the world through their actions, not their words. Nietzsche paints a vivid picture of Socrates as a man who thrived in the battlefield of words, like a courtroom in ancient Athens, buzzing with tension. Socrates stands there, wielding his sharp dialectic like a double edged sword, cutting through his opponent's arguments with precision. To the casual observer, it might seem like a display of brilliance, a celebration of reason triumphing over chaos. But Nietzsche saw something else, a troubling sign of decay. He likened Socrates' reliance on argumentation to a man who, instead of trusting his instincts, clings to a crutch. To Nietzsche,
The thing I like about Nietzsche is he goes after the pillars of modern thinking. He really he really doesn't care. I mean, we did a video on this before called Socrates is Ugly. And I
Us.
guess he has a problem with Socrates, by the way. But the I in a very subtle way, he's really critiquing these pillars of philosophy to show that he's actually smarter than they are. And I think it's working because I'm buying this.
See, I like what Nietzsche's saying, but I also almost want to say, like, aren't you right now trying to argue with Socrates?
Well, that's
Play
look,
devil's
that's
advocate on it.
that's always the argument that he's his critique is of Socrates using words, yet he is also using words, and this is from a book. So yeah, I've heard Alan Watts talk about this. He's like, we're human beings, we're social creatures. We just can't help ourselves but to talk. So yeah, double standard there, but
But he is right though about the people of higher confidence. They just do their own path. They don't really
master
focus.
morality is what he
That's
calls
what he
it.
said, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's right in a way. I wish I had master morality. I'm trying to work on it.
Well,
I
I
definitely don't have slave morality.
yeah,
So that's a good thing at least.
yeah, I think if you're an independent thinker, you always lean on the side of master morality. Now you have to cultivate that, of course,
Yeah.
but slave morality isn't it's not about shackles, it's essentially herd mentality,
Yeah,
right?
but you're shackling your own
Yeah.
mind.
And tribalism. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're shackled in your own for sure.
Socrates' endless questioning and logic weren't signs of strength, but of a deeper weakness, a refusal to embrace the primal life affirming forces that once defined Greek culture. In Twilight of the Idols, Nietzsche writes, with Socrates, Greek taste veers away from its instinct. It veers toward dialectics. To Nietzsche, the courtroom wasn't a place for the flourishing of human vitality. It was a stage where life's raw energy was dissected and diminished under the scalpel of reason. Socrates' arguments, while dazzling, were like artificial lights in a cave, casting shadows that obscured the natural brilliance of the sun. For Nietzsche, Socrates' victory in the realm of logic symbolized the death of intuition and instinct in Greek society. The courtroom debates, with their clever wordplay and relentless questioning, were like a mask, hiding the deeper truths of existence. Nietzsche lamented this shift, seeing Socrates' approach as the beginning of a decline, where humanity's connection to its instincts and passions was replaced by an obsession with cold, calculated reason. To Nietzsche, Socrates' courtroom victories were the triumph of a life-denying force, a kind of intellectual poison that spread through Greek culture, transforming it from a vibrant, instinct-driven society into one that worshipped logic at the expense of life's raw, untamed essence. Nietzsche's lesson is simple. The strong don't argue, they act. Their lives are monuments, like unshakable pillars rising above the noise of debate. To engage in argument is to descend into weakness. To live boldly, without justification, is to embody.
So I thought that was pretty informative. It's the first time you're being introduced Nietzsche or Nietzsche. I've heard it pronounced both ways. He's who I think is the smartest philosopher of the last 300 or 400 years. Um, we're going to have to talk about master slave morality in another video because this seems to be just one element of this larger topic that he talks about, why arguing is for weak people. And I have to say, I'm convinced now that arguing is for weak people. Now you can do it really well. I don't disagree that you need to do it in courtroom settings, right? Because there are professions where debate is important and pleading your case is very important. That's not for the weak. But sheer arguments for the sake of argument, I can't think of a better characteristic of people that are weak And I don't mean physically weak, but it's psychologically weak, and maybe he's claiming morally weak.
So, trying to carefully choose my words with this. Debating in the courtrooms is a totally different thing
Yeah.
than what this is being talked about. So I'm just gonna
Yeah.
skip over that. But I have my own definition of debating after hearing this. I kind of come up with listening to this right now, and that debate is not necessarily about I'm right, you're wrong. That's an argument.
Yeah.
Debate is more this is my sort of beliefs, you have your sort of beliefs,
And you back them up with points in a
but
debate.
somewhere in the middle is the truth, and both people that are debating should be seeking the truth ultimately. If you're not seeking the truth, you're just arguing.
Well, see, that's what I think. If you really have mutual respect for the other person in a debate, let's say, then it's really a conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I think. Okay, this was our critique on why arguing is for weak people. Like and subscribe. Tell us what you think. Recommend videos for us to comment on. Thank you.